You are listening to the best of the Classic Metal Show podcast. Catch the Classic Metal Show every Saturday from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern Time over at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. The following podcast is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Coin-Operated Gaming Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Hopewell Township, Pennsylvania. Over 400 video games and pinball machines there for you to play. It's all vintage. It's all good. So come on out and play it over at the Pennsylvania Coin-Operated Gaming Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Pennsylvania. For more information on the Gaming Hall of Fame, go to www.coinophof.com. And now let's get to it on another edition of the best of the Classic Metal Show.
Well, I fixed the chat and kill.
Yeah, I saw that.
I fixed it.
Loaded a little slow, but it got there. What was it?
I don't know. I just, all I did was just reload it and then, hit edit or whatever, and it worked. I don't know why. I mean, and I agree with you. It loaded slow.
Yeah.
It acts like it doesn't want to load, and then all of a sudden it pops up.
Yeah, it's very weird, but hey. Whatever. If you want a job at Aiken IT Services, now that you have the skills, feel free.
Yeah, exactly. And you're falling down on your job, sir.
With what job?
Your job.
Of?
You didn't update the Classic Metal Show front page.
I didn't?
No, it still says Michael Shanker joins the CMS.
Oh, shit. I thought I had that all programmed up all the way through May.
No, it shows Michael Shanker. I'm just like, God damn it, Chris. I'm withholding that paycheck I don't give you.
God damn it. How will I pay for that air?
I saw some comments. People were, because you were out of town and doing things with the Pinball Hall of Fame and whatnot, you were a little delayed in getting the podcast up until Monday, and I saw people, God damn it, I want the podcast. I need the whole show. Got to have the whole show.
Got to have it now.
Yeah, because, you uploaded the interviews.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing up there for about a day.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to let people know. Anytime I'm in Studio C, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Because the upload speed over there is fucking atrocious.
Really? I thought you guys got Comcast over there.
We did. And it's fast as shit to run. Like the running up when it streams and whatever, it is super fast. But the upload speed, shit, I might as well just run the things to the server. Like physically run them because it is slow.
Really?
Yeah. So I next time I'm out there, I'm going to get Comcast out there to take a look. But,
yeah. Something, maybe that modem isn't right or something.
Well, I'm not paying them fucking the crazy amount of money that I'm paying them.
Was it like $90 a month?
More.
Really? Well,
yeah.
It's the business class?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's probably like a 120, huh?
About 120.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but and I had to get it with the extensions so that it'll run all over the museum, and it's a big museum, so it's not like, having internet in a small house at all.
Well, what is it that you use the internet for at the museum?
When people are there, if they want to, there's stickers on every machine that's there.
Okay.
With a QC code, like a barcode.
All right.
And if, let's just say you get up next to Space Invaders and you're playing Space Invaders and you want to know the history of Space Invaders.
Okay.
You can scan that little thing with your phone, and it'll bring you up a web page.
Oh, I gotcha.
That we built for every stupid machine in the place.
Really? You never elaborated that was part of the gig, that you had to build a individual web page for each machine in the place.
Yeah, there's the web page. The website itself has over, I think, 500 pages.
Holy shit! Wow, no wonder.
Why do you think I work so much?
But you never told me what you were doing.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, I saw the website obviously, and I go, okay, well, the website's done, but apparently it wasn't.
No, there's zillions of pages to this thing.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that we're doing is we're tying this thing into education a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
We're marketing field trips and kids and blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
And that's one of the ways that we're doing the education is, it's kind of cool to walk up on a machine and actually learn something, learn something about that machine. And if you're an old school gamer, and you run up on some pinball machine you haven't played before or something, it's pretty handy to just scan it with your phone and find out that it was the first game in 1972 to have, rubber flippers or whatever.
Right.
Whatever piece of history it has. So it's just one of the little things that we're trying to do to make it cool.
Well, I would imagine that also adds to the credibility of being, a rock hall or a gaming hall and museum.
Absolutely.
So not only is it fun to play, but it's educational as well.
Well, that's it. That way we can have field trips.
Nice.
And we actually have an educational, I don't want to call it a wing because now that sounds a little ridiculous for the location that we have, but
sure.
We have an area, like when you walk in, that's the first area that you come up on is Ed's got a couple of cases in there with a bunch of like handheld games and stuff, and the patches that remember when you'd play Atari and you could get those patches if you took a picture of your high score and sent it into
yeah, right.
Well, Ed has all those patches, so we have all that stuff displayed. Basically, just different articles about when it was illegal to play pinball, and just all kinds of stuff where its effect on civilization and pop culture, and how it developed into the home systems, the Ataris and ColecoVisions, and eventually now what you have, the Xboxes and stuff.
Right.
And then there's going to be an actual pinball machine yanked apart and an actual, arcade game yanked apart for people that want to see how this shit actually works. You can see all the circuitry and how it affected computer technology and science and blah, blah, blah. So it really does. And then there's also 2 video displays that'll be running as well with the history of pinball and the history of arcade games. So there's a lot of stuff other than just playing the games, although we know most people are just going to come in and play the games. So
Right.
Should be cool, though.
Yeah. Well, speaking of gaming and all, did you see on Netflix they added that little documentary thing, Atari Game Over?
Watched it.
Did you like that?
It was all right. You know what? I found the people that went out to that thing.
Oh, really?
And stood around in the dump to be kind of losers.
Yeah.
I found them, I know I'm supposed to be Johnny Gamer guy and all, but I was like, come on, you guys are standing around a fucking landfill hoping that you see a copy of the E.T. game coming out of the ground.
Right.
It was interesting, I guess, but I don't see what the big deal is. Okay,
well, I
they
think
dumped a bunch of games.
Well, I know, but the thing is that it was, for a lot of people, it was just lore.
Yeah.
That actually happened. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like, uncovering an archive in some regard, I guess. I mean, I'm not a big enough gamer to say I would go out to the dump and wait for them to try to find Atari games. But the thing is that they did it in such a covert way.
Right.
That people were like, did they really do that or not?
Right. It was Al Capone's vault.
Pretty much. But at least they found something there.
Yeah. They found some games there.
Yeah, they did. But that is a whole weird thing, how Atari was a $1 million a year company, and they just went down the shitter and they just like dumped everything.
Now, what was amazing to me was the one programmer guy that was like the top guy.
Yeah, and he was talking about all the games he programmed, and he was the guy who developed the E.T. game, and everybody was, at the time said, oh, that's a shit game, and it was too hard, and it was dumb, and and now people who have this taste for nostalgia, well, that was a really great game, and it was really inventive, and, blah, blah, blah. So what about him?
Well, it was a shit game. That game was terrible. I owned it. It was garbage. But it was sad to see that this guy that probably generated $1 billion worth of income just from his own work fucking bottomed out the way he did and become a shrink? He became a shrink of sorts.
Yeah, something like that. He's like a psychologist or something now. Yeah.
I was like, God damn, that's a long way down from generating $1 billion of anything.
Yeah, I know. But it's amazing that a company like Atari, who was the leading, gaming company out there, just took a shit the way they did.
Then they fell fast. But I didn't think that documentary did a good enough job of sharing exactly why they fell either. They made it sound like the only reason they fell was because of that stupid E.T. game, and it really wasn't.
Well, in the summary, they kind of summed it up that was not the reason.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been. It was they tried to grow too fast. They were putting out too much product, and then remember, right before the end, they tried to salvage it with the 5200,
right?
The update, and that thing was garbage. I had one of those, and that thing didn't do anything right. It didn't work.
Sure.
So that's more why they fell apart. They just tried to grow too fast.
Yeah, they couldn't do product development and quality control, and that's probably what killed them. And plus, that they'd been in the market long enough to where competitors were entering the marketplace that were doing just as good a job, if not better.
Sure. And the one thing that's interesting is one of the main reasons that they attributed to that industry dying is also one of the reasons that the current pinball industry especially is still thriving, which is, capitalizing on like movies and stuff. Because, not that there's basically one company that makes pinball machines now. And but they really focus on movies and music.
Right.
Every other machine you see is Avengers or Metallica or
Star
Wars, Dark Knight. It's all this stuff, and none of it is, there's none that are just like generic, machines anymore. Like, hey, we're on the Dude Ranch Pinball or what, you don't have that anymore. Everything has to be tied to something that's popular in pop culture.
Well, but that's where the corporate dollars are.
Sure, but it's just ironic that that's also what killed Atari.